All right. Aloha, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. Welcome back to another episode of Manoa Valley Theater Live. My name is Dylan Chase Lee, and I am your host. And as always, as is tradition with Manoa Valley Theater Live, we always have to tune in to our executive director, Kip Wilburn. Kip. Oh, wrong button. There you are.
There you are.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing just fine. Staying away from all the stores now that the stores are open, so I can avoid crowds.
You look quite coiffed today.
Yeah.
You haven't been to a barber, have you?
No, I went to my bathroom and shaved like a normal person because I can do that by myself.
All right. How's everybody this week? I hope everybody's doing well and taking care of themselves during this time. And we got a few announcements about the theater. As always, we're preparing for next season, getting ready, looking at different things, finding out how we can get from here to there financially and also producing wise. So really appreciate your support and please continue to support. We have costumes available. Dylan, tell us a little bit about the costumes.
So I've been going to our storage locker in Mapunapuna, and I've been pulling out random costumes, miscellaneous items. We have lots of jeans, Renaissance pieces, you name it, we got it. We have these pair of blue leather pants that kind of have a hole in them, but if you really want to rock them, I'm sure you can fix them up and make it look good on you. Anyways, if you want these costume pieces, please contact me on Facebook, and I will try to get these costumes to you. If not, I'm just going to toss them into the dump.
Yeah. So please come take advantage of this. It not only will help us, get our space a little bit less full of stuff, but also you might find something that's fun for a costume party, Halloween, New Year's Eve, whatever. And so I hope you can take advantage of that. Also, today I was having a conversation with one of my cohorts in one of the other theaters, and we talked for a long time about the fact that we really need to get together and try to do something for the community, but the different theaters get together. So keep your eye out for that. We're working on that and hope to let you know more about it later. And we are a community, and we really depend on you to social distance. I know now it's been a long time, and we're all tired of the masks. We're all tired of being at home. Keep it up, because theaters are going to be one of the last places that open up. Now, the good thing about that for us is by the time we open, we will know so much more about what we need to do. And we're going to go to great lengths at Manoa Valley Theater to make sure that your health and safety is taken care of. But if along the way, if things go awry, then we're going to really get pushed back. So I encourage you to really take this seriously, social distance, and encourage your family and friends to social distance, because that's going to be the only way we're going to get it all going again. So I appreciate it, and thank you. Here's one other thing I want to talk to you about, a little bit about giving. Yeah, one of Dylan's favorite topics, because, we're not going to pay him if you don't help us out. No, you know what? Think about monthly giving. And I'd like to make this appeal to you over and above what you would normally give to Manoa Valley Theater. If you can set up, like, I don't know, $25 a month on your credit card, it's not going to be something that's really going to be painful for you, but is enough people do that, and it really adds up, and it's really helpful. So I really want to encourage you to do that, so that we can continue to bring fantastic theater to you and concerts, and we're going to keep doing this, by the way. This is not the MVT Live is going to continue after we open again. So today we've got great guests. We've got guests that are very, very known. Known to lots and lots of people. Now, the first one you may not know, but boy, the places he's been and performed is just amazing. So looking forward to that. And so Dylan, do you have anything? Anything about COVID or like that?
No. Just
no
that
hand washing video today.
No video.
Oh, no hand washing video today.
Oh yeah, no. There's no hand washing. I haven't been showing any hand washing video.
Maybe you should.
Anyways, so today Kip will actually be interviewing our first guest, and then I will be interviewing the second guest. So Kip, without further ado, would you like to introduce the first guest?
Sure, I will. And I was given a written introduction, which is very impressive. Our first guest entertained 5 United States presidents, heads of state, including the Queen of England, King of Spain, Juan Carlos, and Princess Charlene of Monaco. He has performed with such varied artists at Grateful Dead, Blue Man Group, Boston Pop, Steve Miller, Lionel Richie, Kiri Te Kanawa, Bruce Hornsby, and Kip Wilborn. This is Dennis McNeil. Dennis, come on out.
Hey, Kip.
Hey.
Of course I performed with you. Top of the list.
That's right. Well, it was with me and with Kiri.
And Kiri, too.
That's right. We were all together on that.
Here's a fun little fact that goes along with that intro you guys put together, is I took Kiri to a Grateful Dead concert.
No. Seriously. Seriously. Wow. Good for you.
That's pretty wild. She's like, I might be getting something from the air.
Oh my God. Right? Isn't that the truth? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
good
boy,
the girl, friend.
Huh? I'm doing great. That girl could sing though.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow. You used to sit there every night just watching her in the final, her monologue at the end of Capriccio.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was fantastic.
Well, I pulled up our costume actually. I don't have a picture of you, but oh
yeah, one of the artist renderings. Yeah.
No, so, that's actually me.
Oh, that's actually you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, you were young and pretty then.
That's if you recall, but Gianni Versace.
I do.
Design too. Was a pretty big deal back in the day.
It was a big deal, and the little inside baseball. He and Kiri did not work well together. And
I got the impression that she didn't. There were a couple other people in that group, but I thought the gown she wore in that last 10 minutes, that monologue, was just absolutely elegant and beautiful.
It was fantastic. Do you remember the one she had before that, though?
Oh, yeah.
It was not very flattering. and the report came to me from his assistant that was Johnny's way of...
Oh, getting her back?
Yeah.
Literally. Well,
anyway.
Were you at all part of... there was a group of us. So if you were sitting in the wings admiring her, you might have missed out. But there was a whole group of us that would meet in the baritones dressing room, which normally would have been the tenor dressing room.
Right.
But we would have a glass of champagne during that 10 minutes. Enjoy. So by the time we came out and bowed, we were all feeling a little loosey-goosey.
I was on the other side of the stage, and actually, when she would come out every night, it was right to where I was standing. When she finally, at the very end, yeah. So
great times.
Yeah. So tell us, kind of walk us through where did you grow up?
Grew up in Los Angeles, California, and went to UC Davis. And it was at Davis that I found music, and then just kind of figured it out from there. But California boy, 5th generation.
All right. So how did you get started in music? Was it like a natural thing, or how did it go?
There was a girl.
Always is.
Yeah. Freshman year in college. Yeah, there was a girl, and I took a music class with her that I had no music background other than maybe 4 months of 4th grade piano lessons or something like that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. So the hook slowly was, worked through the lips and down into the mouth, and year after year I got more and more, and I did the opera theater training program down here in LA at the Music Center, and then did Marilla at San Francisco, which I think you also did.
No, I was just an artist. Yeah.
Yeah, because that sort of fed us then into the seasons.
Right.
And then I ended up at New York City Opera in New York, and then won the Met.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a good ride.
So opera is going well for you and all. and then you've taken a totally different course.
If you go back to the very beginning and that girl and a few others, there was this great stairwell in the dormitory, and I had started to learn the guitar and would play out watching the sunsets, and I'd play the harmonica. And then I actually was in a band for a while. So there's an arc to the whole thing. So it was kind of like I was collecting shells all the while, but only displaying some of them on a shelf at a time. So,
okay.
There came a time to rotate out some shells and move some new ones out.
Okay, so tell us, so bring us into what you've been doing. I mean, what's been the major part of your career, right?
Well,
the last 15, 20 years?
Even longer. It's actually almost 25 years since I put makeup on.
Wow.
I sang it pretty much, a lot of the world's best opera companies did most of the lead tenor roles. And in my the words of my aunt, I got to the top of the ladder, but was leaning against the wrong building. And I don't know if you faced similar things, but I wanted to have a family. And, in the opera world, to have a family, it means they're going to grow up without you.
Right.
And so I was in Alaska for 3 months doing La Traviata and Merry Widow. And it was during that time that I just did a lot of soul searching. And I came home, and within days, my first daughter was on her way. And I started the process of kind of reinventing myself. But again, other shells were still in the supply. I had already been doing private events and a little this and that. And so I had been recording. So I did more recording, and people were already saying, hey, would you be interested in singing at X, Y, or Z? And lo and behold, then, that's the same question that somebody, when the U.S. ambassador to Great Britain last year, or the United Kingdom, said, would you be willing to come back on March 12th and do a little party for us? We're having 20 people for dinner. And the Queen's coming.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So, but it's been interesting. I sang for the, this is another story like that. I was coming out of story time with my second daughter, who's about 4 years old, at the library. And this was 2 days after the Space Shuttle Columbia had exploded. And I kind of thought I might be getting this call because he was a friend of mine. And I had sent him a note saying if there's anything I can do. But it was Sean O'Keefe, who was at the time the NASA administrator, said, any chance you could be in Cocoa Beach in 48 hours? And so I ended up, it was a very, powerful experience.
That would have been. I mean, I think every one of us remember where we were when that.
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And by my singing, I felt like I was basically carrying the nation on my shoulders, but I was the voice. I felt very privileged to do that, but I also understood that I shared the same emotions every single human being on the planet really felt when that happened.
Wow.
And every event I've done each one has its own story like that. It's been an incredible and humbling experience. I've been a fly on a lot of walls.
I bet you are. Well, of course you have. Now, you've sung quite a bit for the Supreme Court justices, correct? And also then president. So tell us about those two things. And then I want to have you sing something.
Absolutely. Sandra Day O'Connor became a good friend of mine. And pretty much the first time I sang at the Supreme Court was for her for a function. And then that led to really becoming friends with Justice Kennedy and others. And there's an annual event that I return to do each year. And it's kind of both sides of the aisle. But I've gotten to know a lot of them through the years, from Sandra to Justice Sotomayor to Stephen Breyer, Justice Scalia. Last year at the event, I was the one that escorted Justice Ginsburg from dinner across to where I was going to be performing in the other room. And she said, "I hope you don't mind if I sneak out because I'm wilting," was her words. And I said, "Well, I hope I can water you." And she didn't leave. She stayed for the whole thing. So, and I also, during the program, I looked at her and I said, "You know, I've sung to royalty before, but I've never sung to a rock star before."
Ah, very nice. Very nice. So the presidents, how did that happen?
Gosh, each one is kind of its own thing. I think Reagan was probably Reagan or Nixon, and they weren't necessarily sitting presidents. You know, it was, but during their lifetimes, each one kind of had its own story. But I do remember the one particular where it was a similar, where, as Sammy Kahn used to say, one day the phone rang, but it was President Bush's W's team asking if I'd be willing to sing at his first inauguration.
Nice.
And yeah, so I sang for him and for his father and Reagan, Nixon, and Ford toward the end of his life as well, which was really an honor. And with Betty was with him as well at the time. Right. It was very special.
So let's have you sing something for us. You sung for all the presidents. Now you get to sing on MVT Live. Hey,
it is truly, that is my honor. It really is. So the song I picked is kind of a song for the times. It was written by Jesse Colin Young and performed by his band, the Youngbloods. But it really is the message of what we're experiencing and the message that you're putting out together as well, about what you're trying to do to keep your theater and your company alive and afloat, as well as us keeping ourselves and our families and loved ones alive as well. It's called Get Together.
All right. All right. Thank you, Dennis. Very nice.
You are very welcome. You are very welcome.
Very quickly, because we've kind of run along on this segment, very quickly, tell us about Quarantunes.
Well, for the last 60 days, every single night at 5:30 Pacific time, I walk out on my front porch and I set up a little mini setup, and I do 5 or 6 songs, about a half hour, usually, well, not usually, every night. I have a glass in my hand. It's usually different every night. And I started out as something for the neighbors, and more neighbors started to come in, and I stream them live on Facebook, completely just as a gift. The first one was my idea. Maybe the second one was somebody's suggestion because it was going to be St. Patrick's Day. From then on, I really feel like I'm just doing what people tell me to do. And here I am, about 150 songs into it and well over 300 song performances.
Wow.
And growing.
That is a great,
about 30 hours.
That is a great thing, Dennis, and it's a really great gift to everybody. So if you want to check Dennis out and see more, check him out, Dennis McNeil on Facebook, and Quarantunes or Front Porch Concerts, right?
Yeah, they're live at 5:30 Pacific, so 2:30 or no, 7:30 your time. Wait, no, 8:30 your time. Wait, no, the other way around. 2:30.
That's all right. Come on, Matt. All right. Okay.
And then after the fact, they're on YouTube as well.
All right. Check him out. Dennis McNeil on YouTube and Facebook. And thank you so much for being here. So, Dylan.
My pleasure, Kip. It's so good to see you. You look terrific. Neither of us has changed at all in 30 years.
Not a bit. All right. Dylan, come back out.
All right. Hey. So I guess it's time to bring on our next guest.
Yes.
All right. Let's do it. All right. So our next guest is a true entertainment renaissance woman. She acts, sings, dances, teaches, and performs improv comedy. Through her entertaining and projects, this person amuses, educates, and inspires and creates opportunities for local aspiring actors and comedians. We appreciate her for joining us today and we also appreciate her patience. Please help us welcome Kimee Balmilero. Kimee, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks so much for having me.
No, thank you for being on the show. And thank you for your patience.
Sure.
You look wonderful.
That was beautiful. Great job, Dennis. Great job.
All right. So, Kimee, we're going to get right into it.
Okay.
Our first question. So, your first paying job was playing Woody Woodpecker. Can you tell us more about that? Like, how was it playing a Looney Tune, essentially?
Oh gosh, you know, it was a very intense audition process. I had to go through many monologues, and no, I was like a freshman or a sophomore at Castle High School, and I was the only person in my drama class that fit in the costume. So that's how I got my start. So being short is not always bad, everybody. So you get more room on an airplane flight, and you also get to book your first job at an Earth Day fair. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Could you actually sample a little bit of Woody Woodpecker's voice?
Oh my gosh, I think I can. I didn't have to, because anyone that's ever played a character, you know, you're not supposed to do the voice because you're not going to match it as well. But I think I can. Let me see.
That's wonderful.
Needs to warm up a little bit, but yeah.
So you mentioned that are you a graduate of Castle High School?
Yes. Born and raised in Kaneohe, Kapunahala, King Intermediate, survived, and also then Castle High School.
Nice. Did you, by any chance, have the opportunity to work with Ronald Bright while he was working?
Oh, yeah, of course. Mr. Bright is everything. I mean, I get my heart gets all warm whenever I talk about him. But I started working with Mr. Bright when I was in 5th grade. He used to go to all of the feeder schools around Kaneohe and Kailua, and had his his like CPAC program, Castle Performing Arts Center program. And so I was with him when I was 9 years old, all the way up until, you know, when I first moved back, I think in 2012, I was able to do a review with him. And I'm very involved with the Bright Kid Foundation. So yes, Mr. Bright changed my life.
And he's touched many other people's hearts through the Bright Kid Foundation, and the performances that they do are always super stellar. Yeah.
Amazing. His reach was incredible. His heart was immense. His legacy lives on forever.
So from Woody the Woodpecker, you also now have reoccurring roles in the late Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum.
The late.
Oh, I don't know how to put it.
Rest in peace.
Dead. I mean, you could identify if Hawaii Five-0 was dead because you actually played.
Oh yeah, I saw all the fake dead people.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit. You know, how did you start gaining these more? Words are getting.
It's okay.
How did you start booking these roles on these major network shows?
Well, they had actually seen my tape from Woody Woodpecker, and they said, you know what, she's probably really good, guys. No, you know, I actually got my first big break, after Woody Woodpecker, doing the second national touring company of Miss Saigon. I booked that out of high school.
Oh, nice.
And I think experience, you know, I didn't get the chance to go to college because I literally flew out the day after graduating from Castle High School. Whoa. But for me, I'm such a hands-on learner. So all of that experience from starting off with a national tour and then moving to New York and getting that Broadway experience. And, you know, it just kind of evolved that way. And, you know, the reason why I moved home was because, you know, things had kind of paused for me for a little bit when I was living in Los Angeles, and my husband was living here. So I was like, you know what, I should just move home with my family. But I'd never stopped working. You know, whether it was on the level of, you know, being on a network show or creating my own stuff. I mean, I'm so passionate about acting and the arts and being creative that I think that part of it is being ready and warm when those opportunities came up. So when the role of the medical examiner came up and I got a chance to audition for it, I mean, I was pretty comfortable in my own skin at that point. I felt grounded. And of course, I had huge support from Rachel Sutton at Hawaii 5-0 casting and Magnum PI casting, and she had my back the entire way. And yeah, I think it's just how I got to do it. I think was just I never stopped working at any level because I just love it so much.
Yeah, and it truly shows you're dedicated to your work. You're always very busy. I've seen you with Sean Chu in his writing workshop. You're always helping people out, create. In addition to creating, you've also created many things of your own. You are the co-founder of, or not co-founder, but you are the founder of Improv Hawaii.
And me and my twin, this is a co-founder, Kimmy and Kimmy. My shoulder pads are the other founder. How's that?
Yeah. But just tell us a little more about Improv Hawaii, how that came about, and you also perform in the shows as well a little bit.
I do. I love improv so much. It was introduced to me through Mr. Bright, just through theater games. I think that's how we all kind of know it. It helps kind of break you out of your shell and all that kind of stuff. And when I was living in Los Angeles and New York, actually, I started taking classes at the Upright Citizens Brigade, which is an improv comedy, sketch comedy theater in LA and New York, founded by Amy Poehler, Matt Besser, Matt Walsh, and Ian Roberts. To get a little nerdy on you for a second. But when I moved home, I didn't want to stop doing the things that I loved. And of course, I discovered this fantastic improv community that was already thriving here in Hawaii. So I just kind of added my own spice to what I wanted to do too. So we started off with just a website, in Kaka'ako. And the time I moved home, it was that's when Kaka'ako was starting to thrive. A lot of people around my age who had just moved home from being on the mainland and were kind of bringing home their experiences for the community to enjoy. So I was part of that energy, like right when Eat the Street was happening and the night market just started. So I was surrounded by all of those awesome entrepreneurial thinkers. So it started off as a website, started off as a free show, then went into like classes, and now cut to 8 years later, we're running shows now, and we're also have our own curriculum. And we've also switched online. So, I'm a very energetic person. So I'm always ready to kind of pivot. And I think improv has taught me that. So in that sense, our business has also pivoted. So we're now offering our classes online, and they've been really great. And our shows online too. I mean, we're so busy now. It's crazy. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. The amount of things, like yesterday, you folks had Sean Chu's release party. And you folks have something tonight.
We have a comedy rap battle tonight, and then we have our Slightly Off show tomorrow night. So we run 3 shows a week right here at the tiny stage. So it's a lot of fun.
Nice. So essentially, if you want to sign up for classes or stay up to date with the latest Improv Hawaii events, just go to their website at improvhawaii.com. And you can take some stellar classes with a group of people who are super passionate and super supportive as well.
Yeah, that's why I love improv. I always consider myself an ensemble member, and Mr. Bright was very good at teaching us that, right? It's always a team. There's no one person that can accomplish this. So improv really teaches that. And it goes beyond performing too. So whether you want to be a comedian or want to kind of add this to your acting tool belt, or if you're just someone who wants to try it and maybe bring it into your business world, it's really, really fantastic.
Nice. So there's a lot of kids down here who want to, go away from Hawaii so that they can experience the world in terms of theater or TV and film. Do you have any advice for those people who want to kind of leave the rock for a while?
Sure. I think it times are definitely different from when I was growing up here. I mean, like now, we're reaching so many more people just being online. So whether you're wanting to experience different things, which I totally encourage, or learn here right at home, because what I love about being from Hawaii too is we're so connected to our community and our family. I mean, wherever you are, I would say just do what's right for you. Learn. I'm such a sponge. If you really want to do this, you better really want to do this, because it's so much work, and you have to love the work. You have to love the work. You have to love the heartache that comes with it. I think everyone, you see you know, all the things that I booked. You see the tours, you know, the Broadway High Five, Hawaii 5-0 Magnum. You see those things that I booked, but trust me, there were a lot of other things I didn't book. So if this is something you really love, try it. And it's okay if you know, you have to pause for a second or you have to take a break. It's totally fine. It's a rough business, but if you love it and you love the work, then go for it.
Yes. And just one last question. So you've done both theater and TV and film. Could you just kind of go over the differences, the major differences between the two?
I think the major difference would just be, you know, the house that you're playing to. As actors, as storytellers, our intentions don't necessarily change. You're still keeping it real and grounded within the world of your story and your character. It's just that when you're on TV or film, you know, it's very intimate. You know, you don't have to be playing to Auntie in the corner back seat who paid, you know, $100. You don't have to worry about her because she's right there with you. Whereas when, of course, you know, if you're in the theater, you even if you're mic'd, I think you just have that. It's such a wide house, right? You're in such a big space. You have that energy, and it just your body, I think, just recognizes the sounds that you're making, and it just becomes more dramatic. So so yeah, I would say that it's just a different way to use your tools, to me. And it just naturally progresses in theater to be more dramatic because of the space. But at the end of the day, we're all telling stories. You know, we're all connecting with the audience and our actors on stage. So,
well, thank you so much for being on the show, giving us advice, and, you know, letting us trying to kind of come into your world for a little while.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. You know, I was able to do 2 shows at Manoa Valley Theater. I did Tommy in 96, I think. And then I got to do Godspell just not recently, but like when I first moved home. So please support Manoa Valley Theater, support your favorite artists. It's a rough time for the arts right now. But I know all of you who are watching this, you are turning to the arts to save you. And we are happy to give it to you. Manoa Valley Theater is happy to give you this content. So visit their website, whatever you can give, manoavalleytheater.com. And we will see you guys on the other side.
Yes. All right. Do you mind if I bring back Kip and Dennis to close down the show?
Do I mind? No, I don't.
All right. Welcome back to Kip and Dennis. All right.
Never ask her if she minds. No. Don't open that door.
Great interview. Awesome, Kip.
Just do I mind if you take away my food? Yes. That's when you should ask me first. Yeah, that's when you should ask me first.
All right. Thank you, everybody. You guys are fantastic. It was such a great show. Great energy. And we're just so fortunate to be able to connect like this. Can you imagine what it would be like if we were going through this and we didn't have this internet connectivity and everything? It would be amazing. It would be a totally different experience.
Well, imagine this without the arts, like Kimmy said.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody be safe, take care of yourself, social distance, take it seriously so that we can protect our environment.
Wash your hands, hand sanitizer.
There's our hand washing video, finally.
Yeah, hand wash
Wow.
But
I've gotten hand washing down to 10 seconds.
Whoa.
Right. Not good. Hey, and by the way, Dylan was going through a storage locker at Hawaii Self Storage, and I bring that up because they're one of our sponsors, and I want to give them a shout out and say thank you so much for your continued support, and thank you all of you in our audience for your continued support. And it was a great show. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. Mahalo.